Once upon a time, in the ancient land of Greece, a great war was about to begin. It was a war like no other, a war for love, honor, and the most beautiful woman in the world. The story started in the city of Troy, a magnificent place with tall walls and towers that touched the sky. The Trojans were proud people, and their prince, Paris, was the handsomest man alive. But he made a fateful choice. You see, Paris fell in love with Helen, the wife of a Greek king named Menelaus. Paris and Helen knew their love was wrong, but they couldn't resist it. So, they ran away to Troy, leaving behind a trail of tears. Menelaus was heartbroken and furious. He knew that he had to bring Helen back, and so, he gathered a powerful army of Greeks, led by the fearless warrior Achilles. The Trojans, though, were brave and determined to protect their beloved city. Among them was Hector, the noble prince of Troy, who was not only a mighty warrior but also a loving husband and father. As the armies clashed on the battlefield, emotions ran high. Hector fought with all his strength to defend his home and family, while Achilles, driven by anger and grief, became a force to be reckoned with. The clash of these two great heroes shook the earth. In the midst of this war, the gods themselves watched with great interest. Zeus, the king of the gods, favored the Trojans, while Hera, the queen of the gods and wife of Zeus, was on the side of the Greeks. Their squabbles in the heavens mirrored the fierce battles below. For 10 long years, the war raged on, and many lives were lost on both sides. The Trojans began to doubt if their beautiful city was worth the pain and sorrow. Paris, filled with guilt and remorse, knew he had caused all this suffering. In the end, it was a clever trick that decided the fate of Troy. The Greeks built a giant wooden horse and left it at the gates of the city, pretending it was a peace offering. The curious Trojans, not knowing what was inside, brought the horse into their city as a symbol of victory. Little did they know it was filled with Greek soldiers hiding inside. That night, while the Trojans slept, the Greek soldiers emerged from the wooden horse and opened the gates. The Greek army, led by Odysseus, stormed into the city, and Troy fell. The city that had stood for centuries was now in ruins. Hector was gone, and Paris and Helen left the city they had once loved. It was a time of both joy and sorrow as the Greeks celebrated their victory and the Trojans wept for their fallen city. The Trojan War was a story of love, bravery, anger, and the power of the gods. It reminds us that even in the greatest of conflicts, there are human emotions and stories of people trying to do what they believe is right.